Yesterday we have covered Bhudevata mantra and then Jaladevata mantra. Today the Sandhyavandana related mantra is there. And this mantra, there are three paragraphs in that, three mantras with the Swaha. And the first one, it says that let the deity of water clean up the earth, me and my Guru, who is a depository of Vedas, and let Vedas sanctify me. May the wrong food that I consumed, the questionable deeds that I did, or the dubious presents that I received from doubtful characters be all nullified, as I propose myself to get purified by the flames of Swaha or Paramatma. The second mantra is let all the deities of fire, fury, and ferocity safeguard me from their attack on me due to the unpardonable sins perpetuated by me by day by my mind, stomach, sex organs. May I be purified me of despicable deeds that qualify me to proceed on the path of moksha. And the third mantra is protect me from sins committed due to rage and temper, as also by the sun and deity of fury, apart from the wrongdoings by my mind, conversation, limbs, stomach, and sex. One such sins are excused. May the great radiance of sun god make me worthy of salvation, moksha. So the mantra is like this. आपः पुनन्तु पृथिवीं पृथिवी पूता पुनातु मां पुनन्तु ब्रह्मणस्पतिर्ब्रह्म पूता पुनातु मां यदुच्छिष्टमभोज्यं यद्वादुश्चरितं मम सर्वं पुनन्तु मामापो सतां च प्रतिग्रहगस्वाहा अग्निश्च मामन्युश्च मन्युपतयश्च मन्युकृतेभ्यः पापेभ्यो रक्षन्तां यदन्नापापमकारशं मनसा वाचा हस्ताभ्यां पद्भ्यामुदरेण शिष्णा अहस्तदवलुम्पतु यत्किञ्च दुरितं मयि इदमहं माममृतयोनौ सत्ये ज्योतिषि जुहोमि स्वाहा सूर्यश्च मामन्युश्च मन्युपतयश्च मन्युकृतेभ्यः पापेभ्यो रक्षन्तां यद्रात्र्या पापमकारशं मनसा वाचा हस्ताभ्यां पद्भ्यामुदरेण शिष्णा रात्रिस्तदवलुम्पतु यत्किञ्च दुरितं मयि इदमहं माममृतयोनौ सूर्ये ज्योतिषि जुहोमि स्वाहा Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tatsat.
Thank you. Nice. So what do we do? Continue on 180. Loka 180.
180.
Now I think you can talk. Ranjini, try. Maybe it doesn't want you to speak. Maunavrat. Okay, so if you look at 180, Atah Prahau Manaha Avidyam Panditaha Tattvadarshinaha Ena Eva Ramyate Vishwam Vayuna Iva Abhra Mandalam. So, whatever you sense as something is in the mind itself is avidya. So, if we were seeing it, four of us, four sitting here, And the moment we are able to identify, it's avidya. So you shouldn't identify. Then it is vidya. Now, is it possible? So the practice is shouldn't identify. Now the question comes, what should we identify? What should we see? You should only see the teeth, nothing else. And the teeth is not open, just the lips. And they will open the teeth and you just watch the teeth. Is it possible? Then the feminine and masculine go away. There won't be any feminine and masculine. You only see the. If I see the face, then becomes a problem. Attraction, repulsion, both will. So in the meeting, we should only be watching the.
All this while you said
Eyes. Eyes is the best thing because it's neutral. Just watch and watch and watch. That is not possible. See the teeth. Somehow you have to break that association of senses, the mind. So that would be Jnana Yoga. So otherwise it is avidya only. So any identification, any symbolization, any conceptualization, then any designation, any title, any role are all mind, nothing else. If you are a father, then it's a mind. If you are a mother, you are a mind. If you are a brother, you are a mind. If you are an employee, also the mind. And this tag is a tag, but it says ABB, so I feel I am part of ABB. Because one. See, now Bud doesn't have ABB tag. He's sitting at home, right? So he's not part of ABB anymore. But his mind says that, no, who says so? I'm part of ABB. Today it is work from home. So mind exists. So you have to make mind like in the night. Can you do that?
let's do it. Hold.
Five senses are the whole. So as soon as you go to sleep, the five senses go to sleep, but then the mind, no, mind exists for some time. What it does, it plays all the recordings, whatever it had in the morning with some, then for some time, mind loses that energy. It's exhausted. Little sleep. Now, when it goes to sleep, the senses have slept and person itself is not there. So what exists is dhuma, smoke. Only the smoke is going up and down. No person. So if we can stay like that in the waking state, without identification, without symbolization, without conceptualization, without designation, without title, without role, without anything, and just you become sakshi. Just like in the night, it's only sakshi, only a witness consciousness. Now also, you're a witness consciousness. You're a witness consciousness. Your release comes out. With that, jnana arrives, and ajnana goes away. So, what is ajnana? Ajnana is a role, title, designation, this, that. If you watched in the night, you don't have a body, you don't have a dress, you don't know what you have covered with, you don't know whether you had a family or you don't have a family, you don't have children, you don't have grandchildren, you don't have a house, you don't have a road, you don't have a car, you don't possess anything. Single thing is not possessed. Single. And the mantra what you read, but it's all about five elements, and none of that is possible. So in the night, or when the person goes to sleep, the five elements dissipate completely, and the mind dissipates. So the Prakriti is no longer associated with Purusha. So if we can do that in the morning, as soon as you wake up, you are not recognizing anything, you are not identifying anything, you are not designating anything, you are not symbolizing anything, you are not creating a role of anything, then you are in Vidya. You know everything. So what you were not knowing, now you know it. The remaining thing of all of the studies we are doing is only conceptualization, including Viveka Chudamani, we are conceptualizing, just creating it in the mind, and when you go to sleep, Viveka Chudamani also ends along with that. All the mantras end at deep sleep. So the deep sleep is the actual state. All other states are superimposed. So you will never get that. So what happens is we get new birth based upon the vasana. And that is avidya. I'm not saying that we should not utter mantra or we should not do this. No, that is not what I'm trying. But that creates new life. If we don't want new life, you have to be like what we are in deep. That state of awareness is Surya, the fourth. That is a beauty state. Just imagine you see somebody and the person smiles, you smile. The person doesn't smile, you don't have to smile. So nice. If somebody says Vilas, they say, huh, because it's only hearing. There's no Vilas. Sound came, you're just watching. Ah. You are not Vilas. There's something called as Vilas. Thing. There's a thing. To that thing is a wife. Not to me. To that thing. And that thing had a son. It's all thing only. You are no thing. That is thing. So beautiful. Now that thing will go to office. And that thing will earn money. Because that is another thing. See, now you, let's say the salary I'm getting were to be given in cash. What would have happened? I would open my bag and put all the notes, locked it, and went. Instead of that, that same thing gets deposited in a thing called as bank. So when you go to the bank, what do you get? You get a printout. You don't get that thing. You get only printout of it. Or when you get an SMS, what is got? It's a text. It's not money what you're getting. It's only a text. So you can keep on laughing at this concept. You never get money for sure. Have you ever thought about it? You go online. What do you see? You see a screen with some number. That's all what you see. You don't get money. So this company is not paying me money, to be honest. They're just transferring from something to that thing. This thing is getting debited and that thing is getting a small credit. Only thing. So for this thing called as Vilas, this thing has a wife, and that thing and this thing both have a son, and those three things have to earn. I don't have to earn. Actually, that thing has to earn. So it's so nice. So now I don't have anyone. I'm released because there's no I there. Over. Game over. So all that I need to do is remove the thing. So avidya is taking the thing to be true. Vidya is taking the thing as a thing only. There's nothing to take. So if somebody comes to my home, that thing has come home
Interesting.
to meet this thing. So last week, Ranjini and her daughter had come. So if you take that, two things came. One body called as Ranjini and another body called as Aditi. Thing. Two things came. They heated up the sofa. They never The body sat, but they never sat. Okay. And they ate something. Who ate? The body. It's a thing. So we did a thing and gave that thing to them, which they ate and left. Power. So who came to meet whom? It's only a thing.
Okay, from today's mantra, can I say like this? And plus your explanation. It's very interesting. I have in front of me something called mother.
One minute. You said just now, I have something called as the thing.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I am trying to make it simplified for my understanding.
Sure.
I have something called mother in front of me. Say 10 years back, time wise, I'm going backward.
Hmm.
Yes, very nice, lovely mother. What I have seen there is Panchabhutas. The body is made out of Panchabhutas.
Right.
That means I have no connection. Whether I look at the earth or that Panchabhuta related one Akriti is same for me.
Correct.
Now inside there is something called Manas.
Hmm.
And my mother can be lovely and also she may be angry. That when you deal with me, when she deals with me, that means some Manas is varying.
Correct.
It is not visible, but it is there.
Right.
Yeah. And when she deals with others, it will be something different.
Hmm.
My dealing is something, dealing with others will be something different.
Right.
So I should not attach to that. There is no meaning for that. Simply it's a varying something like waves in the ocean.
Correct.
No meaning. It's just water.
Correct.
Forget it. And now when I go further in, what is there within my mother is only Chaitanya.
Correct.
Because of which some inside something is manas is there, because of which some body is together.
Okay.
So put together, if I see there is nothing, if I see look at the electricity and look at my mother, it should be same for me because it's energy both.
Correct. That's all.
That is one part. And today, if I look at one banana, same feeling for me. Ripen banana, yes, I am going to eat this. Now banana is different, I am different. The moment I eat, some essence is absorbed, and again it's a Panchabhuta. Because of that essence only, all this is formed. Plus inside energy is all there. But that energy has not come from banana. Energy is there by default. And banana doesn't have mind. But still now I think that maybe like mother, this also will have some very subtle mind. This banana, because it is having some jiva within that. That jiva posha is coming to me.
No.
This
That
is
is
second,
wrong.
second aspect. So for my mother or banana doesn't make any difference. I gave a name to that called mother, for this called banana.
Right. To that extent, it is correct. But
Yeah. Now the third thing, today's mantra, it says purify me. What is the purification? I'm already pure inside, but my mind is not pure.
correct.
That my mind says my mind is not pure.
Right.
So now I am meditating that make my mind pure. To make my mind pure, I have to meditate. That means I did not do bad things. If
Right.
if they have done bad thing for me, it says that you clear it. Who is clearing this? Only my mind. Inside me is always pure, but my mind is not pure, is that my mind told. And I am telling, whenever there is something problem comes from outside, pure. Because this meditation itself is purify, is only to make my chitta little stable. Because my chitta is now attracted to something, and also when something is going wrong outside for me, it goes to emotional stage. Like that, there are so many things happening. It says that stable. Once it is really stable, my mind says I am stable now, and my mind experiences that I am this spiritually progressing, and finally the mind drops. There is nothing after that. That is nothing is something, moksha. Can I say like this?
Yes, you added so many things, but one thing you need to shouldn't forget:
Hmm.
mind is different, chitta is different. They
No,
both
I'm put together all that I have called as one.
mind. Okay, then it's fine.
Yeah, all four things called together.
When you
Yeah.
say my mind is saying this, What you should really know is your mind is an empty TV screen. That's all what it is. It doesn't have Chaitanya, or Chaitanya also is not there. What exists is just a screen on which something will get projected. So the Chitta will project that on this screen. The difference between the screen here, screen of the consciousness, is that the screen of the consciousness can give animation to an extent that that screen itself can talk, can itself walk, can itself eat, can itself sense itself. Its very self it can experience. That's a difference between an electricity driven equipment versus the consciousness driven equipment. When you put electricity, it just sends the electrical impulses, power which is on the screen. Whatever appears is not sentient, doesn't have senses, sense anything. It has sensors, but those sensors are not sentient. That means they themselves don't have the jnana. So they don't have jnana indriya. If the TV has a jnana indriya, then it will start behaving like a human being or any being, if at all it has. So even though in the vehicle, TV, in the washing machine, and so many, we have identified that you require sensors and you require the software, the firmware is there, and we have written the algorithm to do something. And when the electric current is given, it starts behaving in the pattern what it should be. So even though hardware wise, if we say we have only resistors and we have 8 bits, but still when it is shown, it doesn't show as an 8 bit, it shows as a total thing.
What is the difference between that electric energy and Chaitanya?
That's what exactly I wanted to explain to you. That's
Not,
that's
not,
what I
not clear, not clear.
no, that's the reason I started talking
Ah,
about. So in the electricity, Chaitanya is like electricity. That comparison is okay. But there's a huge difference between Chaitanya consciousness and electricity. They both, the light is the same, but what it does is different. So now let's understand what is happening on this side, on the TV side. So you have the pixels, and before the pixels you have these photons. So they strike and they create an image, but they are not sentient. Even though the sensors are there, they are not sentient. Now we come to this side of equation, whatever we are trying to achieve. So first, the screen. Screen is the mind. It reflects consciousness. So when we say consciousness, what is the meaning of consciousness? Or how do you define consciousness? Consciousness is nothing but it gets conscious. What is conscious is that it becomes aware of anything that is happening. If there is a movement, it knows there is a movement. If there is a thought, it knows there is a thought. If there is a sound, it knows there is a sound.
witnesser. Yes.
Okay. So when we say jnana indriya, it means to say that it already knows. What knows? Eyes knows to see. You don't have to teach the eye, hey, you know what this is called see. None of us have taught that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Even the small baby, when it comes, starts to see. It no mother will not say, hey, wait, you should be seeing through your ear. Thing
It
like
is sahaja. It is there. It is
sahaja
guna.
guna,
Hmm.
sahaja guna, right? And the consciousness which travels over there makes the I come to life. That's the difference.
Yes. Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Now I can say I consciousness. ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, and body consciousness, eye consciousness. What the eye will do, ear will not do. You can never make that happen.
Different function.
No, the consciousness itself is different. It will become conscious only when the sound is heard. Otherwise,
Yes.
no.
No.
Right? Your sight will not become saying that, okay, let it take rest. So let me also hear through eye. That multitasking is not there. Got it? Now, like that, this five senses.
Yeah.
15 chapter, 7th shloka, Bhagavad Gita, what he says, this is another one, which is a magician, mind. In a normal TV screen, there is no magician there. It just comes, we put the code number and we'll go there. So through wireless, I'm watching there, I'm watching here, everything is happening. Good. And in the home, they put a TV and some serial is coming and we all get drawn to it, movie or. But the TV is not enjoying. You can never see TV enjoying. If you switch it off, it's off. If it is on, it will be on. But this TV enjoys and suffers.
This has got mind.
No, it is not got mind. It is called mind because it enjoys. So what it does is, whatever shortfall is there in the eye, in the ear, in the nose, in the tongue, in the body, it will add it up. Okay, so now where does bhat reside? Bhat doesn't reside in the eye or in the ear or in the nose or in the tongue or in the body. It resides in the mind as an impression.
Yes.
So even though bhat 20 years ago was different, today he is different, the mind has the ability to drop off that image and update this image in its place.
Correct.
So now it never loses bhat. And if bhat were to stand in front of the mirror also, the same effect is felt. I am bhat. Okay. I am wearing shirt. I am wearing my this. I am doing this. I am doing. This is what mind will do. So that shloka 180 says that for long, people who saw that understood what is mind. It can enjoy by itself. Now, if there is an enjoyer, there is a sufferer also in that. Why? Because eyes have to give you that experience. Nose have to give you that experience. So when I say mind is talking to mind, what I'm telling actually is from whichever sense that is coming is not acceptable. The mind will say drop it. Who will say? The mind has these chittas coming together, the consciousness, which passes through three other mediums before it reaches the mind. First the chitta, then it comes to buddhi, it will start shaking. Once it starts shaking, it has two options: this, do that, do this, do that. That's all what it does. Sukha, dukkha, labha, nashta. All this is buddhi. Okay. Then comes ahankara. I will do this, I will not do that. I will do this, I will not do that. And that comes on the mind.
So here the old impressions are responsible for
Yes.
all these problems, because looking at that old impression, today I decide on something. Oh, this person is not good. Then I will be taking some action. But if I am in the current situation, even though the old impression is bad about that person, but today if I forget all that old, today when I look at that, it's like a fresh. It is something in front of me. Is it not the easy way to deal with that situation?
Yes, that is easy provided the chitta don't carry that.
Yeah, now the problem is whatever the impression Chitragupta has written, that cannot be erased. Only thing is we can make sure that we are not
No,
recalling it.
you have understood Chitragupta itself wrong. Chitra is the image. Gupta is secret. There is no person sitting
Okay.
there.
Let me put it the way. My question is different.
Okay,
Already impression is already there.
correct.
The impression will come if I try to recall. If I don't recall, it will not come. Can
Okay.
I say safely that?
No, it's not like that. So the objective,
See, during dhyana time, what I do, I don't recall wrong things. I try to be with the right things. That is dhyana. Finally, I will go to a place where there is nothing.
no, wait. You're gone to so many places. Hold on, let's go it slowly. Now, impressions are impressions.
Yes,
They are called as vasana.
yes,
Whichever is stronger vasana, that will come onto the chitta. Got it? So the buddhi will now take it as an input. It has two functions: accept, reject. Okay, so you accept, you do one way, reject another way. So this is what is called as destiny versus free will. It's there in the buddhi. Okay, panka buddhi means you put it on destiny.
destiny,
Otherwise,
free will.
free will. So when you go to Advaita, it is free will. When you come to Bhakti, it is destiny. God will do.
Yes, yes,
Clear.
yeah,
Now, but it is a function of buddhi. So Viveka is in buddhi. So when we say Viveka Chudamani, where it exists, it is in buddhi,
intellect.
intellect, which is Vijnanamaya Kosha.
Yes,
So the light, Chitta, falls on Vijnanamaya Kosha. It gives two input: to do this, to do that, to do this, to do. Now, what should happen at this point is you should become aware that you leave the you aside, become aware. Means Chitta has the ability of becoming aware, not I as Chitta. Chitta itself can get into awareness because behind the Chitta is the overall consciousness.
I got it. Yeah, when the chitta is pure, then it is nothing but awareness.
No, wait. We didn't talk about pureness and dirty and all that right now. The first thing you need to understand properly, all of us need to understand, is this overall light is what is called as Brahman,
Yes,
which has no guna,
yes,
guna atita.
yeah,
Chitta is filled with guna. It has sattva guna, rajas guna, tamo guna. Chitta, not
yes.
the chit, chitta.
Hmm.
Okay? If the chittas run through sattva, the buddhi will choose the sattva because the chitta light has having sattva guna. Then the ahankara will take over and say, I am spiritual. Okay. So when I
Hmm.
say I am spiritual, the third level has come. Chitta into buddhi, then I am. Now that will be projected on the screen. So now the person can sit and see, what a spiritual person. Why? Because his face, his things will show up.
So I am spiritual is a contradictory. The moment
So
you say I, there is no spirituality.
exactly. So now, how this equation works, you have to see. Light falling on chitta is conditioned, and hence Shankaracharya says Anandamaya Kosha is also not Brahman. What the point? Now that you leave aside, Brahman aside, for time being. Now let's only deal with chitta. This chitta is supposed to be in Ananda, supposed to be all the time. But the chitta has vritti, and those vrittis can have sattva guna in that, can have rajas guna in that, can have tamo guna in that. Okay? These three gunas make up the chitta. When sattva will come, when rajas will come, when tamas will come, can we know? Yes. Depending upon what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you touch, what you smell, get it. So the first basic thing that needs to be done, if I were to go by the Jnana Marga, is to understand the Jnana Indriya itself. The horse, the rope of the horse, 5 horses have to be taken control of. If I is seeing something, I know this chitta will be of this. So kama will come. Okay, now how does kama come? The chittas will have kama, that will go in the buddhi. Buddhi cannot control it because it is associated with that chitta. So the chitta has the buddhi itself as kama. So that comes on the ahankara. I will say I am enjoying. Ah, what an idli. Let's take idli as an example, or a dosa or a vada or this or that. So where did that come? Dosa, vada and all that. That is coming on the screen. What we call as mind. So first activity of when you say meditation is to make the chitta aware of itself, that there is a policeman watching you. Who is that policeman? Brahman. He is watching you. So chitta becomes straight. You cannot tell the mind, hey, look back. What it will look back? It is itself a screen. It doesn't look back anywhere. It cannot look back. But chitta can look back. So what they have found out is, if you don't want to be born or dead, then you should stop the chittas. Because chuti is happening in the chitta, not happening there. So when we say achyuta, means there's no chuti, there's no cutting. So now question comes, where it is cut? The light is cut, darkness. When the darkness happens, the chittas cannot reach eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, the mind. So that's
Yeah, he said, huh? When we get angry, I don't know what I'm doing.
no, that is not when you say death. Now anger is coming in the chitta. Okay. Then the liking for something is coming in the chitta. The identification of object is coming in the chitta. The designation is coming in the chitta. Everything is coming in the chitta. Wife is coming in the chitta. Husband is coming in chitta. Everything is coming in the chitta only. It's not coming in the mind. The mind projects, but the advantage of being a consciousness, chitta, is that mind will experience itself. This is the problem. It's not a chitta alone which is experiencing. The mind experiences, and when mind experiences, it has an ability to store information. It is like saying that this Polycom TV is able to store information, and you will say, how can it store here? No, it is able to store. It's, if you go and ask it, did what was the earlier meeting? Say the earlier meeting was so and so. I was seeing this person. He was sitting here. You'll get shocked. How can a TV talk like that? It is an object which doesn't have any senses, but that is exactly what it is. So when we are talking of mind, we are talking about this insentient object, thing. Behind that thing is the ahankara. So first you need to cut this ahankara. Then this mind becomes totally non-sentient. It becomes an object.
So ahankara is identification and then giving some nama and rupa either to me or to other person, right?
Yes,
Or only to me.
only to you. With
So
relation to
ahankara is
you.
connected with the individual, me.
Yes, with relation to you, because it can store.
But when I identify other person, what is that called? It is just mind picturization.
In the picture, in the screen, not the chitta. Chitta to buddhi to ahankara to the manas. The manas has stored an information that this person is so and so. It will act.
But I-ness is coming out in two ways. The
I-ness is
first I-ness is about myself. I have done it. Second I-ness is my family, Means including four
No, no,
people
that
or
is
my
relation.
department,
No,
including
no.
my people.
That is with relation to your I only. That second one. After the mind behind, the manas behind is ahankara. That when you add, when it becomes I, with relation to that you have a family. Not with relation to the buddhi, not in relation to the chitta, but in relation to the I, ahankara. You have a family, you have a house, you have this, you have that. Because now what will happen? Ahankara and manas will keep on interacting. Only when the things changes, the thing is changed, then it doesn't have that information. So what it does, it goes back. The chitta will drop off this and a new thing will get added up. So the buddhi will say, wait, person has changed, he has become lean, so I'll drop that and I'll keep this. Okay, that is what is going to happen. So then I feel I have met so and so person. The feeling
So
is
finally,
coming.
this I means me.
I means me. So I have felt it. I have felt this is my daughter. I have felt this is my brother. I have felt this is.
Yeah, but when I do certain actions, that I-ness goes away. For example, when I listen to you, I don't have I-ness there. It is just listening happens. I-ness comes immediately when I start asking questions. In the mind, I start framing something.
No, no,
Then
wait.
I ask questions. That
I
time,
will. I
it
will also
just jumps
reply
to
to
I-ness.
that. Hold on. I'll also reply to that. Now, when
Yeah.
you're listening, you're in awareness. The chitta gets into awareness. So there is no manas, there is no ahankara, no buddhi, there is only chitta. Okay? So you will forget everything.
Can I say during that time, I have full energy? Because
Yes.
that is what it is. Listening is nothing but that. Otherwise, mind will not listen.
Right. Since there is no mind,
Yeah.
you feel energized. Who feels energized?
See now, see some excellent things you talk and goes inside, and full attention is there. I forget everything. What is this called?
That's what exactly I'm coming to that. Hold on. So now the manas doesn't have impressions. Clear? While you're giving your entire attention, manas doesn't have any impression. There's no I also. Because without that impression, I cannot be there. So there is no energy being lost in the manas or in the ahankara. Now come to buddhi. After a while, buddhi will sleep, leaving out only the chitta. So you have become yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. And now you are only consciousness. That consciousness, you are existing. So you are energy.
Is it yoga? This is called yoga.
Yes, but you are in viyoga. You don't know that you are in yoga.
Ah, it's a sort of hypnotism because that person gives something to me, I just receive with ananda.
Yeah, that is the reason you're getting ananda, because the chitta doesn't have any vritti.
But here, some new Vishaya is coming to me.
Wait,
I,
hold on, hold on, hold on,
isn't it?
hold on, hold on for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
After the class, you
Hmm.
start reflecting,
Yes,
where it is reflecting on the manas.
Manas.
Manas doesn't know how this information came. So you have to say, God gave me this information, because I don't know who gave it.
It's a supreme. Yes.
Which supreme? Chitta is also supreme. Brahman is also supreme. Both are supreme only. As far as manas goes, it cannot experience Brahman. Got the point? No matter how much you try, you will never experience it. Because you is ahankara.
Yeah, Manasi cannot experience. Where are you experiencing that?
Who? Me.
So no, no. See, when I give full attention, and I'm enjoying. I so okay, I will consider that as in that Pancha Kosha, maybe the topmost kosha. Happiness, enjoyment happens when that comes. Listening to say very interesting raga, which is for I love it, is also happens connected fully. So here, where exactly that enjoyment happens
Anandamaya
out of these
Kosha.
four things: Manasu, Chitta, Buddhi, Ahankara. Ahankara drops. Aham is not there.
No, wait. Now you again messed the whole thing up. Okay. When you are listening to music,
Yes.
Carnatic vocal
Yeah.
or veena, let's take veena as an example, or a flute, whatever it is. When the person starts the flute and you close your eyes, Chakshu Indriya is gone. Shrota Indriya remains.
Only one.
Okay?
Yeah.
Dhrana Indriya is gone. Jibha Indriya is gone. Kaya Indriya is gone. So what is remaining? Mano Indriya, Shrotra Indriya.
Truth.
After some time, Mana Indriya,
Mm.
first Manas drops.
Yes.
That is the screen drops.
Yes.
Second, Ahankara drops.
Yes.
Third, Buddhi drops.
Yes.
Only Chitta remains.
Chitta is still there. Okay.
Otherwise, you are dead.
I am ready. Yeah.
There's no Chuti which has happened, but you are lost.
Yes.
You mind with Ahankara and Buddhi is lost.
Correct.
Now you are listening and listening and listening. In the meanwhile, your family member or wife or disturbing, you are
You'll say like this. Yeah.
least bothered. Why? Because it's only Chitta which is enjoying that sound.
Yes.
There is no Manas, there is no Buddhi, there is no Ahankara. Clear?
Yeah.
After that program, if somebody were to ask you, how did you enjoy? You have no answer except for saying it was so good.
So nice.
Again, if somebody asks, explain me how good it was,
Beyond words.
you will say beyond words. Why? Because the TV screen not there. Because there is no TV, you cannot enjoy. There is no you to enjoy. But Manas knows that something was enjoyed. Why? Because it is sentient, it can understand, but it cannot really see anything. So it is in search of what was enjoyed. Next time when you go to the same kind of kacheri, now Manas will say, I will also enjoy. And you will never enjoy. Why? Because now the Manas is sitting and waiting. Aha, I think something will come, something will come, something will come. Nothing will come because the chitta is now blocked.
Yes.
Chitta will not fall on the Manas. Okay, what falls on the Manas is what should be falling on Manas, which is anxiety. It keeps on waiting. Started seeing. Nothing is felt. After a while, somebody asks, how was the theory? Good, but not like the first time how he sang.
Intellect.
Because the Buddhi is evaluating. Ting tong. Because light which came, the Buddhi being very close to that knows it. Okay, that is what is called a Jivi.
Yeah.
When you say Jivana, it is all about this intellect which is being dual part. So if you want realization, you should know your chitta, you're realized. If you want liberation, you should drop chitta. Difficult.
Very clear.
That's all what it is. So from the past to the ages, the Upanishad, to whichever, whatever. No, Manas is the Shatru, Manas is the Mitra. Manas se Bandhu, say why? Because these four, chitta, ahankara, manas, what is called as manas, instrument, has these four. The chitta is bad. Nothing you can do about it. You can only watch, dismay. Who should watch? The question. Manas watch? Will ahankara watch? Not at all possible. Will buddhi watch? Yes. This is where viveka comes. Don't allow who Vijnanamaya Kosha. So Vijnanamaya Kosha has the Vijnana. It knows what to do, what should be done. That one now stand back like chitta. Instead of turning towards ahankara and the manas, turn back. Once this turns back, chitta doesn't have an option. It has to turn back. Now when it turns back, it sees, wow, I am everywhere. Oh, such a foolish thing. Then you are done. You are realized what? That you are chitta. There is no vritti. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. One single line. Over. You don't have to study sadhana pada, samadhi pada, sadhana pada, kaivalya, sorry, vibhuti pada, kaivalya pada, 100 times. Not required. Just one. Atha yoga anushasanam. Giving you anushasana. What? Yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. Finished. Throw the book away. Patanjali
Agreed.
Yoga Sutra completed.
Agreed. After understanding all that, that sentence makes sense.
So vritti is not there. Vritti of what? Vrittayaha panchataya klishta aklishta. Pramana is one vritti. Viparya is another vritti. Pramana, viparya, vikalpa, nidra, smritiyaha. Drop all the 5 of them. Don't measure. First thing, don't measure because it is immeasurable. What will you measure? Leave it. Pramana. Viparyaya. Viparyayo mithya jnanam atadrupam swarupam. So now you can ask me the question, from where did you, how did you learn all of this? It is through chitta or through whom? Now you answer me this. I have not kept any book here to read that. So you tell me from where this is coming.
You have recalled from somewhere. You have that connection key is just unlocked
No,
through your chitta.
No, we had this discussion yesterday in the cab. I was explaining to someone day before yesterday how you can go to your past life and extract information. Yeah, it's very simple. If I were to ask you what were you doing in first standard, can you tell me right now?
With some memory recall, and I can say something. But in that year, what we are doing means what? I was doing many things.
No, I will tell you the date. 1979, January 3rd, 10 a.m.
Impossible.
It is possible. It is
No,
possible.
for me, impossible, I said.
No, for you only it is possible.
Is it?
There's a way out of doing it. So what you need to do is watch breath 108 times. When this question is asked, just keep on watching. The chitta has become very slow. So manas will drop, being out ahankara will go. Then you come to buddhi will drop, then you get chitta. The chitta job, it has all the photographs.
Oh, cloud. Cloud, huh?
Pick up that and drop it on the mind screen. And then suddenly you see, ah, that day I was having my breakfast and I was having this colored shirt and I was wearing this short and my mother was feeding me. All that. Simple.
Now I agree. Now I agree. If you make your chitta pure, it is possible.
Yes. So I was telling yesterday in the cab, like,
I have 2 minutes. I have to join another meeting. Two
even
minutes we have.
I have to run,
Yeah.
so it'll take only 1 minute. So I was
Yeah.
there is one the Pavan who does this Ratha and all that. Yesterday is Ekadashi. So I was asking him what is the thing about 11th day Ekadashi. He said no, go to Matha. He said there is something called as Upavasa. But to be Upa means near, Vasa is to stay. So if you don't give food to your mind and to the senses that day, you will be able to extract information from right now to as many births you have had. So now you are into the Upavasa. Now you can be yourself.
Excellent. Now I understand. Ekadashi is very good for this. If you do.
11 days. Every 11 days you can. Anyway, 9:29. Let's end it.
Thank you.
Okay, good day.
Gurubhyo Namaha.
Thank you. Bye.